Hello.
Hello there.
Yes, hello. My name is Avela, and
My name's Strike. I do Star Wars.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So if you don't know, we are some people who like Star Wars, but I feel like most people who are watching this already know who we are. But anyway, today we will be discussing season 2 of Star Wars Visions that came out 2 days ago, and it was 9, I think, episodes. Yes, 9 episodes from different studios, and there was some stuff.
There was stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like off the bat, if someone doesn't know, I feel like it's good to say that off the bat that this is not canon. So anything that happens in the episodes has pretty much zero relevancy for, actual Star Wars canon and how things actually work. It is more sort of a fun project for these studios to, do something. So by no means, I think a lot of them are not actually trying to be accurate and like make it work into Star Wars, which I mean it doesn't have to. With that said, though, just wanted to give that right off the bat because
Yes.
we're obviously, we're both not really like anime, or I mean, it wasn't even really anime this time.
Yeah,
but
like the first season, it was mostly like Japanese
yeah,
studios. I think
this time it wasn't even really.
There was only one Japanese studio actually. So yeah.
Right. But just that sort of off the bat, so we're all on the same page.
Yes, but how this will work is that we will just go through them all one by one. We'll show some of the like footage just so that in case you don't remember which one we're talking about or whatever, if you haven't seen them, I think you should be able to watch this. But I mean, that also said, there will be spoilers, so if you haven't seen them and you want to see them, then I guess don't watch the stream yet. You can watch this later. And yes, what do you want to do?
I want to check something. Keep talking.
What do you want to check?
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure.
Make sure that, that we're not muted. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
That's good. Yes, okay, but let's start then with number 1, which was called Sith, and it was from the studio El Guiri from Spain. And we will add it to the stream. Is it visible? Yes. So essentially, this one starts with this very white like place, and then this person, I don't remember the character's name. Did she even have a name?
I'm not really sure. I mean, there's no one talking to her, so.
No, I think she has a name. But anyway, then she does some goofy stuff here, and then this guy shows up, and apparently it was her like master who came after her, and then they have an epic fight, and she kills him, and she says that she is not a Sith.
Yeah, she says some BS Grey Jedi stuff, so.
Yeah, then it ends with her and the droid going to find a new place to live, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, essentially what she says is that the light and dark are both part of me, and something like this. And if you know us, then you might know that we do not approve of the Grey Jedi.
Well, I mean, it's not even us not approving. It's just, it's just wrong.
There is a big debate about this.
And no, but yeah, there's a falsely debate though, because I mean, if you just go over everything that Star Wars stands on, then the whole, I'm just gonna say it as what people that follow that sort of mindset follow, there is no such thing as a Grey Jedi. It just doesn't exist. Qui-Gon is not a Grey Jedi. Ahsoka's not a Grey Jedi. It doesn't work that way. All right, so it's just outright wrong. And I know some people are like, well, everyone can have their opinion, yes, but if it's objectively wrong, then it's objectively wrong. Which, like, I'm sorry for all those fanboys of that. It's just wrong. So
So-
this is why it's not canon.
Essentially, if you don't know what he's talking about, so we have the light and the dark, and then people would call someone who is sort of supposed to be in between those two a great Jedi, so someone who uses, I guess, both the light and the dark. But that sort of doesn't really work because the nature of the dark side and the point with the dark side is that it
Corrupts
it corrupts
everything.
the user. It's obviously it's very powerful, but I mean the price of the power is that you will get corrupted and you will
Yeah. And the point of it is, once you tap into the dark side, there is no return. That is the point of it. That's why so many tragic
Well,
stories.
to an extent, like
To-
if you go too far. Then,
Right, if you go too far. Like, I mean, that's why in things like, not going to go too far into it, but some characters, like, you see them tapping into the dark side. And the reason why, like, people, or why the media makes such a big deal out of it is because you're really on a dangerous verge of losing yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why there is such a serious output on it, because it's no laughing matter. Like, you can't just jiggle, juggle, light and dark. It's just not how it works. And Vapod, for instance, what some people also bring up, is also like not connected to, balancing the dark side, because it's a very specific thing, and it's not using the dark side in itself even. So yeah, I mean, this is obviously why it's not canon, because I mean, yeah, this is why they're being so obvious about it in this, because I mean, no one would ever approve of something like this in the Lucasfilm story group, because it's not right.
Yeah, but the whole Great Jedi or that discussion is a pretty extensive one, which I would like to do some video about that in the future. But anyway, essentially that whole thing then kind of, at least for me, makes this whole story fall apart quite a bit. But I do agree, however, with Stanley's that the animation style was very interesting. I did like that, and
once it had color.
Once it had like the colorless thing was very hard to sort of understand what was going on.
I mean, it was like everything was just sort of very bright and white. Like once it had like fully colored, like once it was like the orange sand and stuff, like maybe we can go to that earlier. Or that.
Yeah, here, like once it was actually colored in, it looked very nice. I do agree with
but
that.
I mean, like,
but here it just sort of
but like go to the sand dunes, because there were some nice shots actually.
Dunes.
Yeah, like there. Like this looks nice.
Yeah,
this
really
looks
like
nice.
this.
And I also like, I mean, not like trying to hate on it in any way in that sense. I do like the bike that she rides. It's sort of a mixture of a General Grievous bike and that one pod racer in the Phantom Menace. So I did like some of the like designs they had.
Yeah, and I do agree that the droid was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm not really sure what they tried to do with this story, because always there's some symbolism with the painting.
Yeah.
And her being like, there's something missing. Like, why can I not, like, why do I not feel like myself? And then when she taps into the dark side and she's like, oh, this is me. Again, I'm also light and dark. So it is sort of going in a direction of, like, both of them. But yes, as we said, it's not canon. It's not, like, something to be taken seriously. But to me, it's just very hard to enjoy when like, it's just sort of wrong.
Which, I mean, the trend continues. I feel like specifically in this season. In the first season, like, there was a lot of stuff that was still pretty grounded. I feel like.
Hello. This is someone from the 501st who has a very cool cosplays. Yes.
All right.
I'm glad you found your way here and a very cute profile picture. Yes. Okay. I think, do you have anything about
to that episode? I did like the lightsaber fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, I wasn't necessarily a fan of the Sith design, but the presence of him was nice.
Yeah.
And I liked the sort of Malgus sort of sounding voice, a bit similar with the breathing apparatus. I mean, that's sort of like, I mean, this is like sort of a fun thing. So, I mean, I liked that, like, her lightsaber was sort of like a katana. I didn't necessarily like the grip, but the blade itself was pretty cool.
And the planet, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but the planet looked very nice. I liked it.
So, but yeah.
Okay, what would you rate it out of 10?
like in the sense of like it's visions.
Yeah, in
Right.
sense of vision.
In the sense of like it's not canon, it's for fun. And
Yeah.
I'd say also looking at what's to come, probably like a solid 6 or 7.
Yeah, I would give it a 6, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, but then we can move on to the next one, which is Screetcher's Reach, which is made by Cartoon Saloon. It's an Irish studio, and yes, okay, I will.
And you can tell.
Yeah, the like that's the one thing. I mean, I didn't look up beforehand where these studios were from, but you could definitely tell, like, based on the voice actors' accents. Like the first one, I was like, oh, that's like a very Spanish accent, and yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you could definitely hear the Irish accent, and like in another one to come, like obvious French accent. And,
well, yeah,
yeah.
no, I think all of them.
Yeah, we're pretty clear.
Yeah, but it was this one. So this is the kind of pretty scary one. Okay, let me find the tab. But the art style was sort of very cute almost, so I was a bit surprised of where it went. But yeah, essentially these group of kids who are going on an adventure, and what was her name? Wait,
Was it
Doll. Yeah,
Doll,
was the
yeah.
girl, and she's following this like amulet, or what is it called, to this place, to like a cave, was it? And then
And they're talking about in advance, like that there's like a myth or a legend of this witch.
Yeah, and they find it, and
and you, it scared the shit out of you.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. Yeah, and then the other ones kids leave, and then like Doll is there with the witch, and then she kills it, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch, it was too scary. And then when she does that, then this really strange ship comes, and this really creepy looking person comes there, and Doll leaves to be their apprentice, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we can... Oh, we are not in focus. Great. Yeah.
Needs to refocus. Focus, camera.
Okay,
there we go.
Yes, and the sort of idea was also there that they wanted to, or Doll wanted to get away from this place. Like she was, I guess, like tired of their life, and she wanted something more. And that's then she, I guess, found the Sith thing, and then that was her way out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was a very cute art style. I didn't really not expect it to go that dark.
Yeah.
And
it was on the verge of horror.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, I mean, it didn't like scare me like really, but like just the scream of that lady banshee ghost, like that was just, it was just not pleasant to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did
take the children?
I think this whole time it was a Sith.
Yeah, I don't think that was a Jedi.
Oh, that would have been. That would have
been dark, like real dark. Yeah.
No, I agree. It was like it did hit you pretty hard actually. Like,
yeah,
especially.
They did a good job also in advance. Like, I mean, it was obviously kids, like their friendship and sort of, you know, their bond that they share in the group.
Yeah. And also, welcome, Weiner. Nice to have you here. And hello.
Hey, what's up?
And yeah, I know it's not for everyone. I mean, it wasn't, I guess, really for us, but
yeah, no. I mean, we're more on like, you know, it's Star Wars. We got to watch it at least once, sort of.
Oh, General Kenobi. Hello. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome. All the way from Canada. Very nice. Yes. Where were we? I put out in my notes that it had nice music. I don't remember the music anymore, but apparently it had nice music.
Apparently.
And I also put too scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the animation arts would not be something that I would just watch. It was,
Yeah.
I mean, which I mean, it goes for most of Visions. Like, I'm just not that into that specific medium. So yeah, but I mean, overall, I guess it was like fine. It was a bit strange in some places, but
Yeah, no, I mean, and especially since it was about like kids, it just, I don't know, it was like dark.
yeah, it was dark. And I
It was
mean,
dark.
especially like the moment when like the Sith Master was sort of like, because I mean, that was just very Sith like, like, yeah, you gotta leave your friends behind.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like also not like her then sort of realizing, oh, maybe I should stay with my friends. No, she actually went with her. So it was really
Yeah.
just the tragic ending to how this stuff actually works, sometimes even in canon.
Yeah, and I think I would have maybe liked it more if the like other kids. Wait, I'm trying to find a picture. Like that weird little thing would have been something like a OG species or something, because that to me doesn't look very Star Wars. So it didn't really feel that Star Wars, and especially just the horror aspect is a bit much, I think, for Star Wars. So
Yeah.
what would you rate it?
This one, probably less than the last one. Probably like a 5.
I'm gonna give it a 1 for the cute art style and the nice music, but it was too scary, so
Too scary. Well, I
I
mean,
wasn't able to watch it.
yeah.
Yes. And by the way, if you want to also rate them, I would love to know your ratings in the chat.
Play the Clone Wars montage.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the new one. That seems to be like actually for babies, but we haven't watched it yet, so maybe it also is dark.
No, you can watch that on your own. That
Yeah,
might
I'm
be
going
my
to.
that might be my first Star Wars. Or no, I mean I didn't watch Resistance, so it will be my second Star Wars I will not watch.
Yeah.
No, I mean I feel like that's okay. There's so much nowadays.
Yeah, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. That's not what we're talking about today. So the next one is the In the Stars by Punk Robot, which is from
Chile.
And yes, so it let me first find it. This one has a very like interesting animation style, I suppose.
Mm.
I don't know is it like computer or is it some real elements to it? I don't know.
Might actually have. I don't know if it's really just the style or if it actually had some real elements to it, because it might just be the sort of the look they were going for.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like. And this is the story. Also pretty tragic. It's like these two sisters who are the only ones left, I suppose, on this planet.
Yeah.
And everyone else got killed when they went to try to attack the Empire, because they came there to take all their water, I suppose, and poisoned everything else. So now they then have to always go to the Imperial compound,
steal water.
To steal some water. And the older sister is doing that while the small one is just staying there. And then she will go and steal some water. Here we see the water tank. And then, then the small sister is like, yeah, we can fight. And she keeps talking about her mom's like special power. So I guess she had the Force.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, we have it too. Like, we can fight. But then the older one is just like, no, we have to just survive. But then the small one sneaks there too. And then they end up like, the small one gets captured like 2 or 3 times or something.
Yeah.
And then, then she falls, and the other one uses the Force to save her.
Yeah.
And then the Empire comes to try to kill them. And it was an ATST who killed their mom, I guess. So it was sort of like, are they going to die the same way? But no, they use the Force and they
crash the water tank.
Yeah, crash the water tank, and then they drown. No, just kidding. They don't drown. They survive and
live happily ever after alone.
Alone on this planet.
On this planet.
Yeah, that's the story of that one. Hello, JT. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh
We'll
no,
get
the
to that.
sisters remind me of the Martez sisters.
That's not a good thing. Stanley's, why would you bring that up?
Okay, so Stanley's liked the animation style while JT was about to throw up. And well, yeah, I don't know, like the style, I mean it's different definitely, but I do like the colors and the lighting. Like I think that was especially light work was pretty nice in this one. And then I think the main thing that stuck out to us too, I've already done, I wouldn't remember it now, but that the music was like really weird at times.
Yeah, music was a big L on this
like,
one.
Sometimes it was okay, but then sometimes it was just
It was very
bad.
obnoxious. I think that's what I would describe it.
Yeah.
Very obnoxious. Like it actively made you think of the music, even though the job of the music would be to just, help the actual scenery, hit even harder.
Yeah.
But really, it was just sort of me thinking, like, that music is really goofy. So it did not do that job well.
Once more, the Empire is beaten by a stupid reason.
Water. Yeah. So, like, overall, I mean, I sort of liked, it's like a very, generic sort of story. Empire goes to a planet to to outsource it.
I like that aspect of it, that they went to this planet specifically to take the water. Like, that makes so much sense, and it was nice to see it. Yeah.
I like that part. I don't like the part where they get beaten.
Yeah, the part where these two random small, essentially kids, take out the entire Empire is a bit, but that's visions for you.
Well, yeah, so there are a few things that I did like. I sort of liked, it was sort of like a unique thing that, like, the faraway shots, like, of the Imperial base specifically just looked like miniatures.
Yeah.
So, I kind of like that. I like that they use snow troopers. It's just, sort of that type of trooper that you don't see that often. So it was...
Wasn't it fire, like...
No.
Snow troopers?
You're talking of Survivor.
Oh.
Yeah, those were snow troopers. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'd also say, like, the lighting and, like, the scenery itself sort of was well done. But yeah, overall, it had a lot of hiccups and a lot of moments where it was sort of like, this is a bit much.
Yeah. No, but I like the sort of, I just like the story. It was to an extent pretty heartfelt, I would say.
Yeah, I like the entire. I think I actually liked the entire story, except for the ending where they beat the Empire. Like, up until then, no, the entire story of, like, sort of, their mom and, like, a bunch of their villagers, like, trying to rise up against the Empire and then getting slaughtered. Like, that's realistic, and that's, like, something I could see in canon. But then those two beating the entire facility is like,
yeah,
okay, sure. That's where the visions kicks in.
Yeah, and I did like the design of these, like, aliens, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, the smaller one looks a bit goofy, but the older one looks pretty cool.
Especially when she still had the mask on.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Like, there were some design stuff that was pretty cool, but yeah, overall, I'd say it's, like, along the lines of for me, for like the Sith one probably, so it's like a 6 or 7 again.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 7, I think. Rather see the Emperor win than Kid Center.
Yeah. It's just, not everyone can defeat the Empire. Get in line.
It looked very good, but when the ATST was moving at 30 frames in Jedi Survivor of Peace, that's when I physically had to look away. Yeah, that actually makes me think maybe it was, like, stop motion animation too.
Maybe.
An extent, at least.
Yeah. There's another one that's upcoming that was even more choppy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that was probably it for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so out of everything so far, this one was my favorite. Oh no! Oh no! I guess.
See, this is why I love Star Wars fans.
Yes. Okay, is it going to work? I've been having some weird problems with Disney Plus.
Yeah. Wait. No, don't. Stop.
What?
No,
What?
stop. What are you doing? Let me. Okay, this one.
Stand by, some technical difficulties. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this is good.
And we need to change that. So
Disney
the next
Plus
one,
is just acting up sometimes.
Next one, number 4, I Am Your Mother by Aardman from the UK, and they have. I mean, you probably recognize the style of this one. What is that one show called that they did? I don't remember.
These are the ones that did Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Well, then it's those.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like, and essentially it's about this little Twi'lek pilot who is going to some pilot school that is
run by Wedge Antilles.
Yeah, this is actually the only only existing character they use in all of these in this season.
Yeah. Although it's like Potato Antilles though.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean then they have this sort of, what was it? The annual family
By the
race.
way, I just noticed they got Luke's hand right there.
Yeah, this one has so many like small details and Easter eggs. I think that's why this one is good. But anyway, they have this like annual family race, and the Twi'lek girl is embarrassed of her mom, so she didn't tell anything to her mom so that she wouldn't show up. And they then they have all of these goofy families they're going to race, and she's like, yeah, my mom is embarrassing, so I don't want her to be here. But she forgot her lunch, so then the mom shows
up
with their, I guess they live also in this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have a droid that's like a dog. Yeah.
It gives me sort of the vibes of the Twilight, just with the wings cut off.
Yeah, kind of. And then they have this race, and everything is going well, very well, until it isn't. There's this like mean girl and her mom. I don't know if I can find them.
They saw them earlier.
Yeah, like the ones with black hair that look mean. Those are the mean ones. And then they try to do some dirty tactics. Here you can see the small Death Star gun that's going to shoot the other ones. Yeah, here are the mean ones. And then I don't remember what happens to them, but they crash, and then the Twi'leks win the race. And then because at one point she's like, I'm so embarrassed of you, and then here and then she's like, no, oops.
You skipped it. No, click on it.
Oh no. Help. Okay, I can't go back.
No, there.
Oh, there. Yes. Then she's like, I still love you, Mom. And then the mom is like, but I am a bit embarrassing. I am your mother after all, or something like this.
No. She's like, the daughter says like, sorry for calling you embarrassing.
Oh yeah, okay.
Or no, she says like, yeah, even though you can be a bit embarrassing, and then she's like, of course, like I'm your mother.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, I mean those are the same ones that did Shaun the Sheep.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of funny stuff in this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think this is the best way to describe this episode.
Yeah.
Hilarious and wholesome. Like that's what I wrote them out. Also like pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
And goofy and funny.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I guess if we have more of this kind of visions, then I would take it, because it's just like,
right. It's also just not forcefully trying to be something serious.
Yeah, and I think this one actually also did the Star Wars element of it the best.
Yeah.
Because
because it sort of, took like, pod racing / doing a pod race with just actual spaceships, but sort of in a funny way. I mean, it's it lets you know right away this is supposed to be funny, so you can just relax and take it easy.
Yeah.
Then still, like, I think the mother of her was actually probably the most entertaining for me, just because she's like actually a good pilot and sort of like oblivious to like her daughter, being passively mean sometimes. I think this was probably one of the better ones, one of the best ones this season.
Yeah, I agree. And it had, as we said, a lot of references to. And I would love to go back and read Arabesh too. I think there might be some funny stuff in this one.
Probably. But yeah, I agree. This is like a proper sort of like Star Wars parody, sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Was there anything else? No. Well, part of it is, but then we do have some very like heavy ones. We still have some later on, but
yeah.
I
think overall I would give this one, in terms of visions, I would give this one probably an 8. Solid enjoyment.
I think I would give it a 9 actually. I think this might actually be my favorite one.
I just don't think anything this season goes over 8 for me.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, but that was that one. And then the one which a lot of people have really liked, so The Journey to the Dark Head by Studio Mir from South Korea. And this is the one of the two only ones that has like this like anime style, because it's like from that area. I know, let me just find it. And yeah, as I said, a lot of people have been saying that this one is their favorite, or this is the only one they liked.
You need to click further ahead.
Do I need
while
to
it still
click?
plays?
Why? Why is it broken?
I don't know.
Yeah, Disney.
Well, it's
Plus
because
is a
you
bit
always
broken
stop
anymore.
at the start, and it gets hung up.
No, I don't stop it. It stops
No,
itself.
you do. Last time you stopped it there.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you clicked. I heard the click and then it stopped. Stop lying.
No. I am supposed to be the one who knows technology.
Yeah, apparently not. There you
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes, we are back in business. There we have. So yeah, as you can see, it's like a more classic like anime style, and it starts with this girl being on like a planet. I don't remember what it was called, and they're like
reading stones.
Yeah, they when it rains, there's like prophecies on these
Mhm.
stones, and then she wants to, I guess, help the Jedi in the war against the Sith or something.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what era this is supposed to be in. It's a bit unclear, but anyway. And then she goes, when she grows up, she goes to the Jedi, and it's like, if I destroy the head of the Sith on this planet, that means the Sith will get destroyed or something. And then this one Jedi is like, yes, we will send this kid with you.
Who has like tremendous PTSD from his master getting killed by a Sith.
Yeah. And then this one Sith is, I guess, after him for some reason. That's what he looks like, with his mask on. Very interesting. Then we get these very typical anime shots that
I don't like.
You don't like. Yeah, I don't know who this is anyway. Then they go with a ship to. That's the ship. The ship looks good.
Yeah.
And then they go here. I don't know what they did here.
They bought equipment to climb the head.
And then he sees some.
No, he sees the Sith.
Yeah, he's following.
Senses the presence.
Following them, I guess, and then they get to this planet, and that ship looks goofy.
Yeah, it also doesn't look practical. Like, I mean, it's not like Krennic's where you can flap the wings up. It's like already there, so you have to flap them like that, and then. Yeah. And
then the Sith shoots them down, and then they start a lightsaber fight on the ship. And I know my explanations are very good. And then they go up on the mountain, and the girl is going to put some bombs, and then these two have a lightsaber fight. Here you can see very epic screaming, and then she is going to fighting yes. Then she's going to shoot these things at the head. There's the head. But then for some reason, the dark side head becomes blue. So I guess it's not dark side anymore. And she's like, oh no, it what will I do now?
Yeah.
And then the Sith is about to kill this guy, and then she shoots rockets at him. And this is when he's about to die. That was the rockets. No, this is the rockets. And did he? I guess
Yeah,
he
no,
died?
he cuts the guy's head off.
No.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he cuts the head off, and then he falls, and then she jumps and
Parachutes down
yeah, and then they're like, oh,
in the same spot where she was.
yeah, and then they're like, the light and dark will always exist.
So another
Coexist.
one of those.
Well, not exactly, but yeah, and then they're like, okay, we are a good team. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Okay, I know my explanations are not very good, but I hope that was enough. Oh, let's see. We missed a lot of stuff.
You gotta look all the way up there. Okay.
No, yeah, here. Yeah, I mean, also, I guess, I don't mind anime as much as he does. He really does not like anime at all. So for me, the art style was not like a turn off immediately. And yeah, the fight was pretty cool, I would agree.
I mean, it was like alright. I just don't like those cliche anime things.
Oh, actually, this I didn't even think about, that they told such long story flashbacks and visions, like that they took the name of visions.
Oh,
like
yeah, true.
actually that's pretty cool.
They took the assignment seriously.
Yeah, no, they definitely did.
No, I mean, there are things about this that I like. I mean, I can say those real quick. I mean, overall, like, I mean, sort of the setting I kind of liked, and I mean, I also liked sort of the council meeting. Like, I like that kind of stuff. I mean, the Sith was like visually, I liked it. The whole thing with the chain or whatever, I absolutely hate it. That's like that kind of goofy shit that I don't like about anime. And then also, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The end of the story was sort of meh for me. But...
And okay, this also, I like this. I didn't think about this. Like, he cut off the true dark head. Like, because he decapitated the Sith.
He cut off the head.
No, I mean, there's some like symbolism, I guess, that I didn't think of, which makes sense. I didn't hate it. It just at times a bit goofy, a bit out there for me also. I mean, that's just how anime usually is.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, I mean, this is obviously because I also don't think, because I mean, if you would think about it canonically in canon, this would have to be somewhere in the Old Republic, because other than that, there were no Sith wars where the Jedi were like set up like this. Yeah. But I mean, they're not, visually, they don't look like Jedi from the Old Republic. So, I mean, obviously, they just kind of were like, all right, let's sort of make, a time period where Jedi fight Sith, which is fine. I mean, it's not canon. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought the whole thing with like that ring with the two heads in itself, why would it matter if she exploded that one head? Like, yeah, I mean, it's just that sort of like out there story part of it that yeah. Yeah.
No, and I mean, the first time when they said the light and dark will always coexist, we were like, oh, are they again saying the Grey Jedi stuff? I guess because we just had watched the other episode, but I mean,
yeah, looking at it now, I don't think that's what they were going for. No, I think it was more because we were so like emotionally damaged from that first one.
Yeah, I think they just meant just like, we can't if it doesn't help to destroy this one statue, the dark side will always be there.
Yeah, like, you gotta actually defeat the thing. There's no tippy-toeing around it.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, in that way it's true, because I mean, yeah, there's no solution, no like sort of side quest that just makes the Sith go. Like, you actually got to cut off the Sith's head, then the Sith is gone. So, yeah. No, I mean, overall, I mean, I liked it. I mean, the art style was obviously not my thing, but
no, actually, like, I mean, they had some very beautiful scenery at times. I did like a lot of it. So, I mean, yeah, actually, when now also with some of you guys' points, it makes a bit more sense to me, I guess, or like just the deeper level of the symbolism and stuff. So Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, I guess.
Yeah.
Just some a bit goofy again, and just the design of the Sith and that look. I mean, yeah, it just looks very anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for a rating, I would maybe give this one like a 6.5.
I was thinking the same, honestly.
Okay.
Even considering that I don't like the anime style, but yeah, 6.5, just because it was actually well done for what it is.
Yes. So yes, next one.
Yes.
Next one is called The Spy Dancer by Studio La Cachette. Or how would you say that? You have studied French.
Studio La Cachette.
La Cachette. Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, it's a French studio. I mean, that's pretty obvious from.
And you hear it too. Okay, click ahead. Far ahead. No, that's not far enough. Or it might be. Yeah, okay.
Okay. We have it right here. And this one is sort of a different kind of setting. And where.
Okay, actually, I take it back. I like this anime style less. I like the other one more.
This is not anime.
Well, no, there are anime that are like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I've not seen. Anyway, it's this planet where they have this, I guess, imperial occupation, and then there are these performers, dancers, who are like, I guess, rebels. And we were actually something I need to mention, like with the eyes. I noticed that a lot of other characters also have eyes, so it might just be the studios, like some sort of thing that they do. Anyway, and then there's this guy who is also part of rebellion, and this is the main lady who is the dancer, who is the spy dancer. All the Imperials come here to look at the show, and during the show, she like plants these, was it trackers?
Yeah, it's trackers, which
we really didn't get why. Like,
yeah, like tracking one stormtrooper is definitely gonna help.
Yeah, we didn't really understand the point of tracking, but yeah, then she sees this one, like, was it an officer? Or
some sort of like general or something.
Yeah, like this guy, and then she falls, and then this other girl saves her, but then everyone thinks it was part of the show, but then she still decides, like, okay, it's time to, I guess,
evacuate everyone.
Yeah, evacuate everyone, and then she goes to try to, I guess, talk to that person, because I mean they don't say here yet why, but it was pretty obvious from, like, as soon as he showed up that it was gonna be, or after we saw the flashback thing, that it was going to be her lost child. And yeah, then she like
stormtrooper look goofy.
They look a bit goofy. Then she fights the Empire with just her dress.
Yes.
Yeah. There we can see her fighting, very epic. And then the other girl's about to shoot him, but then she's like, saves him, and he's like, "Who are you?" And then they go up there, and his KX droid is about to kill the other one, and then he gets hugged.
He gets hugged.
No, it was, yeah, okay, wait. Yeah, because she always tells him, like, yeah, you're my son. And then it ends with him, wait, where is that part? Him, like...
Well, she gives him the hologram of himself.
Yeah, and then he, like, takes off the patch and, like, shows his different eye, and then lifts the hat up, and he has, like, where he removed those horns, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the story of that one.
Yes. Classic Star Wars family drama. Second last.
No. Yeah. I am your mother.
No! Yeah, that should have been I Am Your Mother.
Or is it? Yeah, because I saw, like, I don't know if it was her daughter or if it was, like, just some random person from that planet, but then I saw some other characters in the background also with the two different eye colors, so I wasn't sure if it was, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I don't know if did he show the eyes. I don't know, but
What? Yeah, he showed his eyes. I mean,
Okay.
that's what when he takes the patch off.
oh, okay, I don't remember. Anyway,
That's the point, Sergeant.
And what did it say? The first line of credits says something George Lucas. I think it just said every episode was like inspired by Star Wars, made by George Lucas.
Right.
That's what every
Yeah.
episode said.
Which they put it like that because it's not canon. They're just allowed to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's to me what it immediately reminded me of was some of these like children's books like that I used to read when I was small. Like it just had a very like I guess illustrator look to it, and I actually quite liked it because of that. I guess you didn't like the art style.
No.
I quite liked the art style actually. Wait, where is that? Yeah, like I wrote down, it looks like a book.
There are some things that I like the callback of, like for instance, like the clothing, or sort of like the performer outfits. They had some pieces that were inspired by the Slave Leia outfit with the green and the gold around it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
No, I mean that's definitely. I mean it's also shaping wise, it's the same.
Okay.
Or similar.
Yeah.
But overall, I didn't like it.
You didn't like actually.
I mean, I liked some of it. So I liked sort of like the burning down the village, that flashback with the KX droid too.
Of course, you like burning down the village.
I'm slowly realizing how one-sided my mind is right now. No, but okay. I didn't like the whole like dancing around the thing, beating all the stormtroopers up. That's like where it just goes out the window for me.
Yeah, it's a bit unrealistic, I suppose.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, I actually really just didn't like the art style that much, and that definitely does a lot. Like for instance, the stormtroopers look so goofy, and I'm just.
Yeah, no, I think like for me the art style is what made it enjoyable because it like I don't know, it sort of felt nostalgic to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, for me it felt nostalgic in a bad way.
Okay. Yeah, no, I do like the sort of.
I mean, I also like the idea.
Yeah, no, yeah, I like the idea. I just think I also agree that her fighting all the stormtroopers is a bit unrealistic. Yeah, we know the stormtroopers are not that accurate.
Well, I mean, that's also very situational. They can be.
No, it just.
Yeah. I mean, I like the overall thought of like, an establishment, sort of pretending to be very friendly to the Empire, but meanwhile, it's really just a cover-up operation for the actual rebellion, like ongoings.
Yeah, I like the idea of like a spy dancer, but then just like then putting the tracking device, I guess it just doesn't really make sense.
Like what is it going to do? Like, are you going to track them to their like domicile, their like shared room with the other stormtrooper? Like,
yeah, I'm not sure. They were trying to extract some sort of information, I guess, to the rebellion. Oh wait, what? Oh no, okay. And Percy is asking if we watch everything in English or if they did a lot of translations. And yeah, I looked at how which languages they're translated to. They did translate to a lot. I think just like the usual languages they translate to in general with all Star Wars, but we do watch in English because we don't have another common language.
Yeah.
Yet. I thought the bugs monitored in per communicate. I mean, maybe like they didn't really specify, I guess, because I mean they looked like tracking devices. Yeah. So, but I think that the other guy was talking something about like information. I don't know. Yeah. Something. It's not that important. That was not the point of the story.
And their escape vehicle was cursed as fuck.
Wait, I'll see if
that ship with the 4 TIE fighter wings is so freaking cursed. Yeah, look at that thing. So cursed.
Yeah, the ship was a bit weird looking.
So cursed. No, I don't like it.
You don't like it? No. Okay. Well, what would you rate it then?
I'll give it a bit of bonus because I like the concept, but I'll give it a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing. I would give it like 7.5. Tie ugly.
Tie ugly. Yes, that's the type of shoe.
That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Tie
The
pickup
tie
truck.
pickup truck.
Yeah, I hope we never see anything like that in Star
I think
Wars again.
that's what happens if you have a tie smart.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, then we have number 7, The Bandits of Golak,
Golak.
by 88 Pictures, which is an Indian.
Which
uh,
we also knew
that was
right away.
very obvious. Anyway, let's look at it. So we have this. First of all, the art style is like very, like sort of like Clone Wars, Bad Batch. Just like, I mean, you can see like the painting, how it looks painted, sort of the texture on these things. So definitely, and if
I think it actually is like really similar to Clone Wars. It's just the faces. Like they just try to make the faces almost more like rebels.
No, I don't
Or
know.
not like rebels, but more like actually lifelike.
Yeah,
almost.
more realistic.
More realistic, and I feel like, yeah, that's what almost making it look a bit funny at times.
Yeah.
But overall, I actually like this art style overall.
Yeah. Okay, but the story is quickly just that, well, these two kids are on a train going somewhere, and then the girl wants some, I don't remember what they call them, something
Candy.
weird. But yeah, candy.
Plunder and candy.
and then the brother goes to take some, and then she is a bit of a dumbass and uses the Force to grab this flute that was, I guess, their dad's. And here we have Tara Sinubi, ripped straight out of Clone Wars.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, the aliens actually all look really almost like they got just transported really from Clone Wars here.
Yeah, and then she's playing the flute, and then they were like, "Oh, this kid is had some magic powers," and then the Empire is now after them because of that. And then some, I don't know, like, well, first Empire, I guess, tries to stop them. And then some of these raiders, or whatever they were called.
I think they're actually resistance fighters. I think they're actually supposed to be something like Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, and then
the partisans.
Yeah, then they come there, and anyway, then they come to this town, and where they're, I guess the dad told them to go here to get help or something. And I assume that dad probably died.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go here, and then they have some there's some goofy wannabe funny creatures, and then there's this lady who is sort of in charge, and then they just do something here. Anyway, that's not important. Then the Inquisitor shows up,
who's also very Indian.
Very Indian Inquisitor shows up, with his Purge troopers, and then, well, he obviously is after the girl who has the Force, and then very strange things happen, and then suddenly, I mean, they think it's her, but it wasn't her. It was this old grandma who is actually a Jedi. And then there is this epic fight between the grandma and the Inquisitor,
which was actually well done.
Yeah, no, it was. I rewatched it. I wasn't watching it because I was doing notes while the fight happened. But yeah, then she kills the Inquisitor. He's laughing, and then she opens this hidden door. And I guess, I don't know if this was supposed to be like the path or sort of similar to that, or if it's actually just a room underground. I don't know. And then she's like, okay, you have to leave your brother now, and you have come with me. And then
it was sort of the light side version or counterpart to that other one with the witch.
Yeah, sort of.
This is how the Jedi do it.
Yeah, and then she goes there, and then the flute comes up, the dance flute, and then he's like, oh, yeah. And then it ends. Yep, that was that story. And I didn't care for this one. The main characters to me were annoying. I was siding with them millions. Yeah. I mean,
overall, I liked the story, but it was just very Indian at times.
Out of everything to get in trouble with, he decides stealing lollipops.
Yeah. Well, the concerning amount of lollipops that were present on screen at almost all times was a bit worrying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best things I can say about this is probably the animation style itself. Like I just saw JT also putting it there, and that's also something I really liked. Like the Purge Troopers were cool, even though they proceeded to do nothing. They proceeded to fly over the screen. But yeah, also the Stormtroopers looked nice. Stormtroopers had some weird blasters though. They didn't have the E11s.
Yeah, they had like pistols.
Yeah. But yeah.
I love the woman's double lightsaber staff cane, and I was waiting to see if it was Terracine who bit it. Yeah, no, that was a cool part. I would say I agree. Like the story itself, yeah, it was fine, but then I agree also with JT that especially the girl was just very. Like, her voice was very annoying. Not the accent, but just the voice was like. I don't know.
No, it was like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think the main thing, which just because yes, you said the animation style I really liked, and the story it was like. I feel like it was grounded in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
But the huge problem with this one is that it's just so Indian. Like, obviously, there's nothing wrong with
Indians. Or India.
And obviously, Star Wars takes influence from real life cultures and has always done that. But this felt more like India with a twist of Star Wars, other than Star Wars with some Indian elements. Like it was just too much. So I felt like I was watching like an Indian story. It wasn't really a Star Wars story, even though it had like very Star Wars aspects to it. But with all the main characters or all the humans being like Indian and having Indian accents, and then the clothes being very Indian also, and yeah.
I mean, the scenery was also like the buildings.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff.
but that's fine because we do see stuff like that in Star Wars. But then when everything else,
I mean,
on top
but
of
like
that,
with everything combined, it was like everything was just screaming it in your face, and the music also.
Yeah, the music was.
The music was just clearly, Rangadagan.
Yeah. So like, yeah, as a story, I think it was good. Characters could use some work, and
yeah, but I mean that's what I've been saying before Vision Season 1 came out. The reason why all of this is just not going to act, I mean, it's obviously not supposed to work in canon, but I mean the reason also why it doesn't work, why it can't work, as long as they're like like keeping those heavy influencing features, is because Star Wars already includes things from all sorts of different cultures. Like it's combining them all into this sort of objective and neutral medium. That means as soon as you put too much of a twist from one region on it, it just feels unnatural because it's already included. You're just oversaturating it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is why it's for fun. This is why it's not canon.
That's why I said it feels like India with elements of Star Wars instead of Star Wars with elements of Indian culture. Yeah. And I think like from the other ones, well, some of them it's a bit harder to say because I'm not so familiar. Like for example, the one by the Chilean studio. I'm not so familiar with like Chilean culture, but with other ones, I feel like the only thing that was a giveaway was the accents. But yeah, like with this one, it was just a bit over.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah, but that's actually something I found very prominent in this season in general with almost all of them, was like at times it almost felt more like just a story with just a few Star Wars skins, in the mix, but overall it was just a generic story. Like not all of them, but some of them.
The girl was so stupid. She used the Force on the train, get seen by people and pretend about what on Force sensitive they used again at the food shop in front of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's I mean, they kind of needed that to make, but they could have instead just that they were on the run and they were already wanted, not that she was just being a dumbass.
Yeah.
When will Disney give us an Inquisitor? Well, this wasn't even Disney. Like not Disney people can give us proper Inquisitors. No. And hello, Lord Vader. I'm very honored to have you here. I promise I'm not harboring any Jedi.
Yeah, bounty hunter here, so nothing to worry.
And this is not the Jedi symbol. This is just
if you offer a high enough price, I'll bring her in. So, I mean, no, you're safe.
Okay.
What?
Yes. Anyway, what would we rate Bandits of Golak?
This one, I think I would give it a solid 7.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, because there were like, I mean,
if it was less Earth-like with all the Indian elements, then it would have been close to a 9 or 10, honestly.
No, honestly, yeah. Then I mean, with especially the art style being very Clone Wars-like, it would be very nice, honestly. No disintegration, bounty hunter. As you wish.
Tell your Emperor to give you better reinforcements for Jedi hunters. Yeah, the only one that's good is Vader himself.
Yeah, he gets the job done.
Okay, we are moving on to
the pit.
To the pit.
The
pit by
We have hit rock bottom.
the Archtayo, I don't know, which is a Japanese studio. And I read somewhere this was also together, I guess, with Lucasfilm, because the person who directed it and wrote it is also working for Lucasfilm or something. Okay. I don't know. But like the animation is done by a Japanese studio. And let me find this one. This one was a bit different.
Click ahead.
Yes, I'm clicking ahead. Let's move him.
Okay, just click back.
Okay, there we go. So this is like the style that it's animated in, and well, it's basically this very desolate desert planet, and the Empire is just walking with a bunch of people until they find a spot, and then they're like, okay, start digging. So they start digging, and then with time the pit becomes bigger and bigger, and they're mining for kyber crystals. I forgot to say that. And yep, that's pretty big one right there. And yeah, then we get these like time lapses. I'm gonna play this one where like the stuff is like moving from the pit to this area, which then becomes the city. And I actually really like these time lapses where you can see like everything being built. Those were really cool, actually. And yeah, then these, I guess, slaves just continue digging, and then they are like, wait, did they already?
No, you already skipped the part. The Empire abandons them.
Yeah, here is when they are let free from the chains or the things that like they could
their shackles.
Them. Yeah. And they were like, yay, we're free. And then the Empire just leaves.
Yeah.
Yep. And so they're all stuck in this pit. I don't know what's happening here.
No, he's trying to climb and falls.
Oh, okay. And yeah, they're pretty deep down. So yeah, then they're like, okay, what are we going to do? Are we just going to die? Then this one guy is like, no, we can do this. So then he calculated in his big brain how to climb out of there. And was this like his sister, I guess? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, we can do this. Just follow the light, or what was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Follow the light.
So then he climbs very nicely, and this little cute creature helps him on the way. Where is it? There it is. Very cute. Anyway, so then he goes to the city that they built that's like powered by kyber crystals, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know if it's really powered by kyber crystals or if it was the money source for building maybe the city. I think that was more what it was.
Well, I mean, because this made it seem like it was powered by. And then he's there like, we are in the pit, come help us. And then he's taken away. And, well, they throw him in the pit.
Yep.
And he dies.
Realistic fall damage confirmed.
Yep. And then obviously everyone is like, well, I guess we are stuck here now. Everyone is sad. Everyone is crying. I mean, it was pretty rough. Yeah. And then they're like, I guess no one's coming to help us. And then they start screaming like, follow the light or something. And then I mean, not because of that, but because of, I mean, a lot of people heard what he
Yeah.
told them. So then the citizens go out here and find the pit and find the people, and then they are saved. And then it ends with this girl, and then she can like use the force, I suppose. Which was a bit unnecessary, to be honest. Like I really like the story of this one, except the part of her then being like, "Oh, I'm a Jedi."
Yeah, and you left out the art at the end.
Oh, what art?
What the art at the end? The guy that was like painting the entire time. We were wondering what it was.
I mean, it was like sort of a post-credits.
Yeah.
Where is it?
No further. You don't have to play it. Just
no, I'm not showing. Yeah, the guy was painting, and this is what he painted. I don't know if this has some other. Yeah. Anyway, that's what he did.
No.
And well, let's see. We missed some stuff here. And first of all, have we played Jedi Survivor? Yeah, we already finished the story, and we're gonna have a stream about that next, probably Wednesday. So yeah, we have a lot of things to say about that. Anyway, also, where did all the dirt go that they were mining? Wasn't there? I have to get stuff out.
How are you gonna get stuck like that?
Yeah. How come this has a post-credit scene, but Mando secretly doesn't? Yeah. I was a bit surprised to see that. Like, I was already about to click on the next one. And I was like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
V4 Vendetta vibes. I have seen that movie on an airplane once, and I was so confused. I have no idea what happened. I just know that Natalie Portman was there, and then she shaved her head.
Great recollection of the story.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the pit.
Yeah. I mean, nothing too crazy. I think the overall story of like the Empire, like screwing over the workers that work for them. I mean, it sort of reminded me of like Andor in that sense of like humans are cheaper than droids, and I feel like that sort of same sentiment transitioned over here. So, like in that way, I actually thought it was very grounded in that sense.
Yeah, no,
actually.
That's what I wrote here, was that it was the most grounded one.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely the most grounded one. I mean, this animation style didn't bother me really, but at the same time, it also wouldn't be my choice of, I
mean, it's also like animated.
Yeah,
from
so
Japan, so
right. So, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind it too much. Although, like the headband was obviously a very anime touch, which was like, okay, he had to rip the sleeve. No, but overall, I mean, not really too much to it, except for the fact that it felt pretty grounded. It was solid small story.
Yeah, it gets a bit minus points for the girl then, like using the force.
Yeah,
it was like just sort of, you already had a good story. You don't need to add that.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't really make it.
It doesn't make it better.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
And yeah, I agree. It was very brutal when they.
Yeah.
Like when that whole thing happened, I think we were both like, "Oh, what?" They're gonna actually like.
Well, I mean, we're also kind of like not used to people actually dying anymore. So no, I was like sort of counting on him somehow freeing himself, not getting thrown in the hole. But yeah, when he just was down there, and then it was pretty clear he was dead. It was like, damn, that's rough. They really just threw him in there again.
Yeah, so we're like, I guess, realistic in that sense, and just showing like a very tragic story that did have a good end, but
and I think it also did a good job of just showing. I feel like we need that almost more again in Star Wars, in actual Star Wars, like showing those sides where the Empire is genuinely just evil, because I feel like we've gotten a lot where it's like, there are some good things in the Empire, sort of like they're people too, yes, but at the same time, I mean, they're evil, and they do enough evil things to justify something like the rebellion. Yeah. So no, I liked it.
I think other than the I Am Your Mother, I mean, that was very different from this one.
It's good. It's similar good, and I was about to give it the same rating for me, an 8.
Yeah, I would give this one also, I think an 8 or 8.5 even.
But yeah, for a different reason. This one was actually grounded and I liked it for the story. Meanwhile, the I Am Your Mother, it's good because it knows it's a parody.
Yeah.
It's aware of itself, and that makes it funny and good. Yeah.
Yeah, Rampart is evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Or was. I don't know if he's dead.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yes. But wait, was there anything else about this one? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, and actually they had a lot of also like OT species and
Yeah, that's true.
like no funky new species, because I don't know if you know me, then you also know that I'm very like particular with when it comes to new Star Wars species. And anyway, that's a pretty big part of one of my videos of why I don't like the sequels all too much, where just it takes a lot of thought to actually make some species that look Star Wars, and like if you rather just then use existing ones, which this one didn't. So I'm happy with that. And I guess that takes us to the next one, which definitely did not do that. And this is the number 9, Au Song by Triggerfish, which is a South African studio.
Spoiler alert, I like this one the least.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost walked away.
Yeah, this one actually made me walk away almost.
Yeah. Okay. Disney Plus is loading.
Yes.
Did I do something?
You might have to go further.
No.
Back. You almost had it.
I almost had it. Okay. Yes. Oh.
Hey.
Hello. Yes, welcome, and I'm happy that you came here to say hi. We appreciate it. Oh. Yes. Okay, so Au's song. Yep, this right here is Au, and she lives on this. Actually, like the scenery in this one looks sort of very realistic, whereas the characters look like this. Yeah. Anyway, and she, I guess, lives with her dad on this planet. Oh, and I forgot that the beginning explains this, like the word of Korba, I guess, is the name, and essentially, I guess the Sith like poison every single kyber crystal on this planet.
This was just a sour beginning. I know it's not canon, but like with a mind that is just set to canon Star Wars, like my brain cells were rapidly dying from reading that text because it's so outright just nothing grounded in Star Wars. Yeah.
I do agree that the sound design had definitely, I think, was one of the strong suits, and I did like the visuals to an extent also.
Well, yeah, so I mean, I liked the nature scenery, and the sound design definitely was good, but really, like, anything else was just I had a hard time.
Yeah. So, well, essentially they are mining the poisoned kyber crystals, and then this Jedi is there to purify them, I suppose. Which, I mean, also here, when they purify them, they don't become white, they become blue.
They become blue.
So, I mean, it's just all over the place when it comes to Star Wars lore.
Right.
But yeah, so, and then she, like, has a sort of connection to these kyber crystals because she starts singing, and they explode or start burning or something. Anyway, then they go to work, and the dad is, like, working in the mine, and then she sneaks into the mine. This is, like, actually, like, very long for the amount of story there actually was. It was very... Yeah, anyway. Yeah, she goes...
Almost falls to her death.
Yep, she goes into the cave, and then there's a lot of these poisoned kyber crystals, and then she starts singing, and then there is an explosion, and then the dad saves her, and then
dad almost dies.
I don't remember how they got into this situation, but
No, they just run away from the bridge, but I mean the thing is exploding behind them, so the bridge starts collapsing.
And then this goofy-looking Jedi saves them.
Yeah.
And then she starts singing again.
And then purifies all of the
big
crystals.
Explosion. Everything is blue now.
Yes.
And then she also starts speaking like very late. I'm not sure if it was sort of that she didn't speak at all, or that they just didn't make her speak in this short story, or if that was like her character. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, then the Jedi is like, "You have special powers. Come with me. Come with me in my banana plane. Let's play." Where's the banana plane? Banana plane? There's the banana.
It's
plane.
Truly a banana plane.
Yep, and that was it.
And then you can just continue to watch The Mandalorian, which is way more enjoyable.
I didn't even sit through this last Bad Batch season 2 Hawaii episode. That's the same deal.
Yeah, I feel you, JT. Like, truthfully, I feel like if you would not have been here, I would have stopped watching this one.
You already were like, okay, I'm gonna go make food.
Yeah.
The characters look like they're from Animal Crossing. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I mean, this one was sort of the combination of I didn't like the visual art style of the characters, and the story was just so bad. No, I don't want to say bad, but in terms of Star Wars, it was just so wrong that it was hardly enjoyable, even knowing that it's not canon. But I mean, there was just a lot of wrong.
Like a Studio Ghibli Star Wars episode. Yeah, you don't know what Studio Ghibli is. Do you know what Totoro is?
No.
Okay.
Excuse me, I just know. I just know when I see it if I hate it or not.
I agree that Studio Ghibli could do one of these. I would rather watch Grogu does bunny.
No, I would just rather not watch it. And
Banana plane. It was banana plane.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and we're gonna do our final thoughts after this one, but we agree with this comment. But yeah, so the first when we got the first this is the planet and this is what happened with the crystals, that your first comment was, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I was sort of mockingly saying that's truly not how the Force works.
Yeah, it's just very hard to take it serious because it's a serious story still, but it's very hard to take it serious when it's just wrong in pretty much every way possible when it comes to Star Wars. So I think that's just the main downfall of this one. It did also have very nice light though. That's something I wrote down.
Well, I mean, cinematography wise, completely taking out the characters, it was well done. No question about it. Also the camera placement and the way the shots were done.
Yeah.
It's very professional. It's very very pleasantly done.
Yeah.
The problem was mainly the visuals of the characters
and the story.
And the story, obviously. Yeah. No, in making terms of the technical side of it, it was done very well.
Educate this man. Show him some Ghibli.
Get this man some Ghibli.
I've only seen Totoro, but that one is very good. So.
Okay, well.
And I know the other ones are good too. So. Yes. And did we have anything more about this one? Probably not. What are we gonna rate it?
Well, as I said, truthfully, I like this one the least, so I will give it 1.
Well, this one was still better for me than the really scary one because I was able to watch this one without being too scared. So it will get I think a 4. Oh yeah, Princess Mononoke. That's the one where they sort of took inspiration when they made Ahsoka.
Castle in the Sky, is that where the grandma gang or with the weird plane fly up to that castle with the robots?
I don't know.
I didn't like it.
Okay, so you have seen it.
Well, my anime liking friends made me watch it.
Okay.
And I banished them after. So I'm joking.
So mean. Can we propose a new joint channel name for two Star Wars lovers?
2 Star Wars lovers.
It's pretty cute. Yeah, maybe we should do a joint channel sometime. I would wear a t-shirt with an anime stripe.
This message.
Yeah, Spirited Away is the one I was thinking of. Like the one you have probably seen. It's like this face, and then it's like mask with like these two eyes, and then it's like red and white and black.
What?
Oh, okay, no, never mind. Yeah, that's a very well-known one as well. But yeah, we are done with this one, so we can remove that one. So then I guess final thoughts about this one as a while and just the concept of visions, I guess. What do you think? Come a bit closer. You look so small.
Well, my opinion is small of this season, so it's symbolism. No, yeah, I mean, I like this season less than the first one. Overall, there was just less that I could enjoy in an entire episode. I feel like this time it was really, I had to look at single aspects of an episode to like some of it. It was pretty much never that I liked an entire episode with, like, for instance, in the first season, at least, like the Elder specifically, yeah. I just enjoyed as an episode entirely.
And as Star Wars.
And as Star Wars, so like I had none of that in this season. Now I'm obviously also not, I mean, it wasn't even, see, like I have to say this again, this was not even like even close to most of it anime. Like it was just different stuff, but there was so much weird like stylistic episodes here that where I just didn't like the art style. But yeah, it's yeah, I'm probably not really going to watch any of this again.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched any of the ones in the first season either. But yeah, compared to the first one, I agree. Like I don't have a single episode where I can be like, yeah, I enjoyed this one. Like
not entirely, like aspects.
Yeah, but some of them had, and as you said, like the Indian one, like that one could have been like really, really good, but it was just too much real world aspects with so many like Indian culture elements and everything. So yeah, like all of them had something where it just made it like not really hit as it should have. Yeah, and a lot of people have said that they like the fifth one.
Yeah.
But I mean, we already discussed that one.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't mind it.
I mean, I would guess that's probably I mean, I've heard like people in the first one say that also, like they almost didn't like that it wasn't enough of those like anime I mean, I've absolutely no clue of what I'm talking about just from hearing. I try to remember, but I think people were saying like the anime styles that they wanted to see for Star Wars, they didn't show that much. I think it was pretty much only stuff like the Duel, or like the Elder, where it was sort of like it. But I feel like this one was probably the closest to what people the actually like imagined and wanted.
It
with the anime
very,
Star Wars,
classic anime. So if you wanted to see actual anime Star Wars, then this is
right.
Is
that's why like I mean, I can understand why people like that one.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's actually like not bad.
And Percy like 3 out of 9 in season 1 and 6 out of 9. Well, that's pretty good.
All right.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you like it. I think for me, I think 2 or 3 out of season 1, and then this one, I guess in total like 1.5 if you count, like I like half of this one and half of this one and then half of this one.
Yeah, I would say from season 1, like 2. I mean, the Duel and the Elder, parts of the Ninth Jedi.
I like the what was it called, the Village Bride, and then the Elder.
The Duel was the one with the black and white and the katana.
I didn't like that one.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't like all of it, but yeah. So like in total, probably like 2 episodes of season 1, and this season just 0. Outright. Yeah. But yeah.
But I mean, as we said, we've been saying throughout this stream, like there are very many aspects that we did like, and sort of the art itself, like the visuals and everything is usually very well done. It's just the story and the Star Warsiness where it's lacking, I guess.
Right. And I mean, also, I mean, we said this, for one, it's not canon, and second of all, people like me who just don't even, I mean, again, this wasn't even really
Well,
anime.
It doesn't need to
usually.
be canon, but like it needs to be.
Well, it needs to be
fit into the universe.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess just speaking very generally, I did not enjoy this overall, or it's at least nothing I would rewatch.
Yeah, and the Nine Jedi and the Duel are still. The Duel was really good. Or wait, is that no?
The Duel
that's
was
not
the one with the umbrella.
No, I didn't like that one. The Elder is the one I'm always thinking of.
Yeah, no, the
that
Elder.
one I really
It also
like
includes a duel. So.
Yeah, that's why I think it's the Duel.
Yeah.
Anyway, and what does Mine say? I like this season a lot better than the first one. Hopefully, the next season will also cover many kinds of animation and storytelling styles. Yeah, I do think they're gonna probably keep doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was like specifically like Japanese or like anime style, and this one is like a lot.
Yeah,
of different ones, like all over the place, I guess.
Literally.
Yeah, everywhere from like South America to Africa to Europe
India, and what was it? There was also one from Korea.
South Korea. Yeah. Oh no.
Big pass.
I know we
obviously.
came in late. Did you like any of Visions? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So aspects, okay, to explain, like, we liked aspects. I mean, we gave like a long explanation for all of them singular, but overall, I would not rewatch any of them. But I mean, also speaking of, like, when Visions got announced, like, I never asked for Visions. Like, I didn't have any expectations for it, so I'm just not the demographic this is even like headed towards. So me not liking it, I'm like cool with it,
Yeah, doesn't really affect us.
No, and it's not, as I said, for me, like, a big deal is like things that are canon. So yeah, this is really, it is sort of what it is, really. Yeah, and the one that actually could have been really good was one that was like Clone Wars style, very Clone Wars looking style, but it was by an Indian studio, and you could definitely tell that because everything was very Indian, and that's like what made it then for me fall apart, where it felt too real world. Anyway, so I hope that if we get another season, as Vaino was saying, like a lot of different kinds of animation and storytelling styles. That's what makes this interesting, is just seeing just different artists, I guess, or teams of artists work together to create something, even if it might or might not be very Star Wars most of the time, but yeah. Yep. Nothing to add. Nothing to add. Yeah, but we have now almost 1.5 hours, and I'm hungry, so I think we should end this here. But again, thank you very much to everyone who has been here and who has put stuff in the chat and who has just been watching and not commenting. And if anyone's rewatching this later, also thank you very much. And that's a comment for you. So, and you can answer if you want on your phone. But anyway, thank you. And yes, next week we will be talking about Jedi Survivor on Wednesday probably. So yeah, something to look forward to. I will set that stream up soon. So hopefully see you then. And for now, bye bye, and may the Force be with you.